So I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering if it's worth spending a few hundred extra dollars to get the Sony Xperia XZs over the Sony Xperia XA1. And in this video, I hope you answer that question. So both of these phones are new for 2017, Sony's first two phones of the year. Now the XZs is the high-end model, whereas the XA1 is more of a mid-ranger. And one of the first things you notice is that on the XZs you do have a better overall screen. So this better overall quality, gets brighter, more vibrant colors. And in addition to that, it is a little bit larger, 5.2 inches versus 5.0. And also the XZs screen is a higher resolution, 1080p versus 720p. And you guys see there, XZs first one to boot up. And XA1 up as well. Alright guys, so we'll just get right to speed test rather than showing the design, but I will show you that later in the video. And as you guys just saw, everything closed out. So first up we got thumb Toronto. Now overall, of course, the XZs should be a little bit faster than the XA1, but that's expected. You are paying a few hundred extra dollars. So on the XZs, you're getting the Snapdragon 820 and 40 GB of RAM, whereas on the XA1, you're getting the MediaTek Helio P20 processor and 3 GB of RAM. So yeah, XZs winning the first test by a couple seconds, but still XA1 pretty fast there. So next up we got weather. And actually, let me just bring that back up. So you guys see the difference here in terms of screen quality, as I was just mentioning. Definitely more vibrant colors here on the XZs. Alright, next up we got settings. So again, XZs there, but you're talking about a fraction of a second. iFunny next. Alright, so again, XZs. And then we got a few more and move on to more stuff. Next up, YouTube. So XZs, but again, XA1 still pretty fast. Now I did a comparison of the XA1 versus the XA. XA1 did really nice there. I think that one was the XZs, but just by a fraction of a second. It was pretty close though. Maybe no difference. Alright, next up, calculator and clock. So a tad bit of lag there on the XA1, but not much. Clock. Again, same result. ESPN. So again, a little bit faster in XZs, but not a huge deal. Asphalt 8, second game. So about a 5-second difference there. Alright, so yeah, about 5-second difference. Next up we got photos, album. Alright, so interesting. This one actually loaded up a little bit faster on the XA1. And let's just try it again. Close out. Alright, so that time it was the XZs, but again guys, there's really not much of a difference here in terms of speed for some of these apps. Let's do eBay next. Keep in mind guys, with the XZs, this is so far won just about every speed test. Well, I think, yeah, it has won every single speed test put it through. Extremely impressive results so far for the XZs. And that includes a lot of high-end phones like the LG 6, Galaxy S7 Edge, iPhone 7. Alright, let's do Antutu benchmark next. So you're going to see more of a difference in terms of if you're actually playing games, if you're playing high-end games. Day-to-day stuff, as you guys just saw, you will have some difference, but not a huge amount of difference. But in terms of more high-end games, you see here a score, excuse me, See your score of 60,000 on the XA1 versus 153,000 on the XZs, so nearly 3 times as much, about 2.5 times as much. Alright, let's do camera next. So in terms of rear-facing camera, the XA1 camera actually has more megapixels, 23 versus 19 for the XZs. But in terms of overall quality, definitely do prefer the XZs, as you guys can expect. So if the XA1 camera, unfortunately, you can't shoot higher than 30 frames per second. So that means no slow motion, no 60 frames per second. And let me just show you that real quick. So you guys see here, your best option is full HD 30 frames per second. But nonetheless, let's test out the speed of the camera. Now, contrasting that with the XZs, on the XZs you can shoot at 960 frames per second. Alright, so let's test this out. Alright, so looks pretty close. I can't really notice a difference. Let me know in the comments though. I think either way, you're getting extremely fast cameras with both these phones. And it's going to move this cactus out of the way. Just wanted something to focus the camera on. Alright, now in terms of fingerprint scanner, unfortunately on the XA1 you don't have one. You just have this power button on the side. And on the XZs there is one on the side. But if you're in the United States like me, you don't have access to it. So can't show you guys that. But I will show you multitasking. And this, oops. Sorry guys, messed that one up. I'll click on it here though. Alright, sorry about that guys. I accidentally clicked on some, got them out of order, but appear to be good now. And did not click on the most important ones like temporal on 2. But let's just go over more of the specs. So on the XZs it is a waterproof phone. The XA1 is not. Again, screen quality 720p versus 1080p, 5.0 inches, 5.2, advantage there for XZs. In terms of front-facing camera, 8 megapixels on the XA1, 13 on the XZs. Definitely do prefer the front-facing camera on the XZs, especially for video. Rear-facing XA1, 23, XZs, 19, but again, you are getting better rear-facing camera, especially for video as well. In terms of batteries, so not huge batteries in either one of these. 2300 capacity on the XA1, 2900 on the XZs. Internal storage 32 gigabytes on the XA1, 32 or 64 on the XZs. Both do have micro SD card support. MediaTek Helio P20 processor and 3 GB RAM on the XA1. Snapdragon 820 and 4 GB RAM on the XZs. And you know what, guys? Actually, before we get to the multitasking, let's go ahead and test out the speakers. Alright, so the XA1 appears to just have one front-facing speaker. I know that at the top here it looks like it has a second speaker, but not seeing anything come out of that. I'm pretty sure anyways. Let me just try covering this up. So yeah, clearly only coming out from one end on the bottom. Whereas on the XZs you do have two oops, let me turn that off. Whereas on the XZs you do have two speakers on it. So let me test that out. Alright, let me just try one more. I actually think the XA1 speaker may be a little bit louder, although clearly not as good quality. Yeah, so the XA1 speaker actually is louder, but again, not nearly as good quality, and you're not getting dual front-facing speakers. But that is something Sony needs to work on for the flagship models. They just really don't get loud at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some multitasking. And I did actually click on a couple, but should have everything here in order. Alright, so we are starting off here with temporal on 2. One of the toughest ones first. And this is a really good sign. Now, most phones will reload these apps, and I'm talking about most high-end phones. Actually just recorded a video of the Sony Xperia XZs versus the Google Pixel XL. One of the best phones on the market, and the Pixel XL did revoke this app, whereas neither of these phones, even the XA1, did not. Alright, so you guys are seeing a slight edge here for the XZs, but really not a huge difference at all. I mean, you're talking fraction of a second, and both phones loading up everything just about perfectly. And there's a couple more as 40. Alright, so really nice here, again, not revoting. And we'll just do one or two more, and then I'll give my final thoughts, whether I think it's worth upgrading. Or rather, whether it's worth spending an extra $200 on this phone, the XZs. eBay. Yeah, man, both these really, really impressive. And one final one. Let's go ahead and do Chrome. Oh, you know what, guys? I just realized we forgot to do Chrome, so let's do that real quick. Alright, guys, so we're just going to go through websites here. Let's do IGN.com first. Alright, so it looks like advantage here for XZs. Let's do Nintendo next. Nintendo.com. Well, extremely fast on both, but slight advantage there for the XZs. And we'll do one or two more with Zelda. Alright, so that one was actually a slight advantage there for the XA1. And last one was to Yahoo. Alright, so again, advantage here for the XZs. So yeah, guys, I mean, overall web browsing on these two phones is excellent, especially compared to most other phone manufacturers. But you will get an advantage here with the XZs. Alright, guys, so I think overall both phones are obviously extremely fast. Let's go over a little bit more of the design though. So if the XA1, you guys notice, it is a little bit smaller. Again, it does have a slightly smaller screen, but I think just overall the bezels are smaller. And the reason for that is actually with the fingerprint scanner. So the XZs does have a fingerprint scanner, XA1 does not. It has this power button on the side, but that's why Sony said they can get those extra small bezels on the XA1. Aside from that, both phones look pretty similar. Now, on the XA1, you do have a polycarbonate material on the back, whereas on the XZs, you do have more premium material metal. But both phones look beautiful. And let's look at the top. So both phones do have headphone jacks. Look at the bottom. Both phones USB Type-C. The side. And the other side. So in terms of whether I think it's worth spending extra money to get the Sony Xperia XZs over the XA1, just personally speaking, I do think it's worth it. But of course, if you're really tight on money, then I don't think it is. I think that you should get the XA1. Now, the reason why I think it's worth getting the XZs is I think you're getting a lot of upgrades here for an extra few $100. So obviously one of those is the screen, just better quality and resolution. Both cameras I definitely prefer, especially for videos. I feel there's a pretty big difference in video quality, with especially with image stabilization. Also, I think the battery on the XZs is definitely better than the XA1. And aside from that, you're also getting stereo speakers on the XZs and waterproofing. Waterproofing is a huge thing for me. You guys know I love filming, especially doing stuff out in the water. So again, that's another huge advantage for the XZs. Now, this overall day-to-day stuff, you guys won't notice a huge difference. If you're more into high-end games, definitely will notice a difference for the XZs. But as you guys saw from this test, there are obviously the XZs is faster overall, but it's not a massive difference. You're talking mostly like a second or two, or even a fraction of a second. Now, I will say that the XZs does feel more stable than the XA1. The XA1, I would not say it's unstable, but there have been a couple times where it's kind of crashed on me. Not a big deal, just kind of at the closeout of apps. But on the XZs has not happened at all, which you can kind of expect from a flagship phone. Now, personally, guys, the XZs is one of my favorite phones, if not my favorite phone overall, out of any phone I own. And I will say that I think that the XA1 did really well considering how fast the XZs is. Considering the XZs has not lost any speed testing, the XA1 did excellent, especially for a mid-range phone. So guys, it comes down to this. I think that on paper, the XZs is worth a few $100 extra. I do think that the value difference is there. But obviously, if you guys are tight for money, then I would suggest getting the XA1 or even another phone like the XZ. You know, some of the phones that came out last year, maybe the Sony Xperia Z5 series. All still great phones. So yeah, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want, you can press right there to subscribe to see a lot more Xperia videos in the future. Also, speed test comparisons planned for both these phones versus all the major phones on the market. Or if you want, you can watch another video by clicking right there. Alright guys, thanks again for watching.